Good morning. All right, great, wonderful. Stayed up too late last night. Didn't get early enough. Yeah, I had to be up. What was I up? Five, four, five something yesterday. And late last night, I stayed up till fell asleep in my chair here, but stayed up till like 3 in the morning. Did get up till 10 this morning. So what time is it anyway right now? Where's my phone at? There it is. There's my phone. Can't live without her phone. It's came at 11:48, so I didn't get up till 10:30. Anyway, so I got up, did my duty, got dressed, took my medication, went out to the mailbox, got the mail, went down to the shed, fed the cat, fed two cats. They had a wild one that comes in there. And come back up here, and I got to mow lawn, so this is going to be quick. I got a concert tonight. That's my announcement. I have a concert tonight. Doors open at 7. I plan to be there probably an hour ahead of time, so I'll be there at 6. It's an hour to get over there, so I have to leave here by 5, 4:35. I'd like to mow a little lawn before then, and I gotta get ready. So I gotta get ready for tomorrow morning. All right, then tomorrow morning. So tonight I won't be there for MLZB's salute to the vets or whatever. And I'm a vet, and I'm not gonna be there. So great, you know, more stuff I'm missing out on, free giveaways and shit. All right, fucking fine. And tomorrow I'm not going to be at the Wounded Warrior auction because I have a parade to go to every year. Memorial Day, North Iowa Band Festival Parade, our local Alamo Scout Association and the local Special Forces Association, we get together and we ride drive in the parade. We have banner and whatever. And this year we have a Jeep, Captain Dan Thorson's Jeep, and we have that's an M38 World War II Jeep, and we have a Humvee, a neighbor's Humvee. God, I got to trim the nose hairs, don't I? Man, that just bothers me. All right. That's what happens when you grow face hair. And that's what happens when you get old. Your nose hair grows, your ear hair. Luckily, I haven't had any ear hair problems at all, but I don't think it'll come out of my ear canal. It'll come out from up here. I'll look like a bush coming out of my head. All right, I'm just waiting a little bit for freaking awesome and a couple other people come in, and then we'll start. I do have a package open. I got one from Oregon Stacker. I can feel that nasty ass candy in there, so that's going to go to somebody who likes it again. And then I got a package from Coin Crew, and this one should be a pretty good package, I think. This one should be a pretty good package. I think you'll be surprised. God damn it. I haven't had any coffee yet this morning. And usually the first cup of coffee's got my muscle builder and my glucosamine chondroitin for joints. I started taking it again. I laid off there for a month. Like I thought maybe I was getting my joints were getting too fluidy, and it was starting to almost like it was hyperextending. But now my knee is hurting so bad that I'm gonna have to start taking it again. I mean, it just pains me to walk on it. So that's what we got there. So it's going to be a short one. I got maybe one or two people in here. We're going to open this stuff up. I might open it up. We get up to 10 minutes. Nobody's here. I'm going to open it up, and then people can look at it later. I guess I don't know. I got to go out and I got to give myself I can't give myself a thumbs up, can I? I guess maybe that's automatic. I don't know. I can share a screen, but I don't know how to put anything else in there. So Let's try that while I'm sitting here by myself. Share screen. Well, man, I'll select a tab to, well, that means I got to bring this down and cancel that. I got to, that, then I got to do this. I got the other tab open. So we can do that then. Then we're going to chat. Uh-oh. Now how do I view it? Got to go up there and I got to do this, right? And then I got to move it over here. Uh-oh. And then come down here and then go, no, I can't do that either, can I? How come I can't do that? Because I don't have that tab open. That's why. I don't have that tab open. So I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to go back to that. Doesn't appear that I can share that. I don't know. Now I'm down here in the corner. I don't know. How can I blow myself up now? God damn it. No, I don't know how to do that. Oh, shit. Well, let's check out of that then. We'll go back up there. All right. Well, that was a fun experiment. I didn't know I could do some of this. See, some of this stuff I don't know how to do. I had the tab open for live streaming, but when I shared screen, it wouldn't let me share this screen right here with the WWP spreadsheet. So somebody smarter than me has to actually teach me because I do not know this shit. So let's open these two packages while we're here. Like I said, I got one from Oregon. I got my one from Steve Looking for Silver. So we'll just open this bad boy up. And of course, you know, got to have our package opening tools. We got to have our that and that. All right. Uh-oh. Drop that. Let's get that over there. Let's open this bad boy up. We're going to go from the top down. A lot of tape. Everybody uses a lot of tape here. See if I can open this up in a manner to where I can reuse this thing. There we go. All right. Let's see what Oregon has sent me. Some of this nasty ass candy. Yep, there it is. Nasty ass candy. A lot of it this time. Man. All right. Who was it that I sent it to that liked it? Lady Bluegrass, I think, likes this. She might get another package from me then. You like this candy to me tastes like armpits. Tom likes this. I'll send this to $1 Million Meg and let Tom have it this time. This stuff just tastes like crap to me. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it. I did win one thing off Oregon, so let's see what we got. Can't even remember what I chose. I don't even know if he had a maple or not. Could be. And then we're going to come out with this little critter. Yep. And see, then he puts it in another envelope, inside of another envelope, inside of another envelope. Which is okay. Don't get me wrong. That's an okay way to package stuff. And I can use these all over again too. So I take that tape off of there. I take this tape off of there. Maybe I can't. Maybe I'll have to cut that tape. All right, we'll just cut this little critter. See, if you notice, and I'll show you here in a second. Gotta drop that over there. You notice that Oregon tapes it right here. So he tapes that closed. You can see that. But if you look over here, you see he tapes it twice around there too. Bottom, once there, once there. It goes all the way around. and he tapes up all the seams. So even though these are sealed, those, god damn it, gotta get rid of that. Tape likes to stick to your fingers. Even though those seams are already pre-sealed, he tapes them up anyway. That's what I call a, oh, maybe I got this one for, oh no, I got this one for me. Yes, I remember. I used one of my banks for this. I'm not even taking it out of there. I used the bank for that. I got a capsule. I got a capsule for it. Buddy, I like that a lot. That one will probably go over to my brother's basement. And it's got a U.S. flag on it too. So that one will probably go to my brother's basement. And it'll sit on the bar or over there with my niece's our Navy stuff. I think that's pretty neat. I'm going to put that in a capsule. All right, so we'll put these on the table. We'll. Oh, I want to show you something too. I found this 1886. I call it a double die reverse. It's a 925 fish scale nickel. But I want you to look at the front of this. This is a, see if I can get it to focus on there. Well, there she is upside down, of course. Why am I always holding these fuckers upside down? All right, there she is. Not too bad. She looks pretty well worn, but you know, the dates are on these, so I use them. But look at this back. You see the crown on there, don't you? Right up there, right to your left, at the top of the coin, right to the left of that thing. You see the date down there. It says 1886. And it's a fish scale. You can see Canada on it, but very, very faint. But you see that double die strike all the way through there? Man, I'm telling you, I have never, here, let me get this. If I can do this. That double die strike right there, look at that. All the way through that coin. I think that's a double die strike. It looks like it anyway, because there's a, like a groove right through the middle of that. And if you looked at it closer, you can see it, but I don't know if I can get it any closer. You see how that runs through there? I've never seen anything like that on a fish scale nickel before. So I'm going to send this one in probably to ANAX and have it certified. I don't know. I could send it into NGC, but I think I'm going to send this one in and get certified. Plus, I got 1936 pennies. I got 2 of them. They may or may not be star pennies. If they are, I'm rich. If they're not, no biggie. I just spend a little bit extra money. But I'm going to send those in and get those verified as to whether they're really dot pennies or not. Don't think they're dot pennies, but you never know. If I have one that is one that's verified, I will be rich. But all right, let's look and see what we got in this other box, should we? The Coin Crew box. And I think, where'd my knife go? I just lost my knife. Where'd my knife go? Oh no. I lost my knife. I put it back in the drawer. All right. We'll take my knife out. Got to have the knife for these packages. Oh, I hate tape. But I love tape. You got to have tape to tape this crap up. All right. There we go. All right, let's open this bad mamma jamma up. There we go. Empty box. Throw the box over here. Oh, great. She just folded that over so that I can really reuse this one. All right, let's just dump this stuff out. What do we got? A pile of stuff. You're going to be surprised this time around, I think. I managed to pick up some ASEs. We're going to leave this over here to start with. We're going to leave that one over there to start with. What else we got there? And that one over there to start with. This was my gold bag for the month. This was my gold bag for the month. So, put that bag over there. What do we got here? I bought this coin because it was just odd shaped. I like odd shaped coin. You see that? Come on, you. There you go. Oh shit, I gotta go out to the shop and look and see if I got a Australian penny or half penny. This is a 50 pence. 73.98. That's when let's see. Forming of the EU. So you got the fireworks on the back. And it's a British coin, I believe, but a 50-cent piece. That was in when the British went into the EU, I believe. Hey, UCI to learn. UCI to learn. UCI. UCI. I'm trying to think of what that is. To learn. I see the University of California at Irvine. That's probably it, isn't it? Hold up a second, buddy. I will add you as a moderator so that you can go to other people's channels. Hey, freaking awesome is here. I have not seen UCI to learn yet, and I'm thinking University of California at Irvine to learn. L to learn. Ooh, University of what's I-L. I'm not sure then. At Liverpool. I don't know. UC, I too learn. Okay. I see. You see. I see that you see now. It takes me a while. I'm old. Gives me a break. All right, there we go. We got that 50-cent piece from Great Britain. I think that's when they went into the EU. And then before they voted to get out of the EU. But that's what I think that is. Anyway, I like that coin. I like the shape. I like the shape of that coin. We'll turn it around so you can see the fireworks, huh? Yeah. I like the shape of the coin. So there you go. And then I think I bought some Eagles because I got tubes to fill, guys. God damn it. I got half a tube out there I got to get filled of type 1s and half a tube of type 2s. So what I bought was some type 1s this time around. And these are, what year are these? These are 2021s. I don't really care the year. I mean, I don't collect them. I really don't. I just fill tubes. That's all I do. I just fill tubes. These are all type 1s. Hopefully, I'm getting close to, I got 5 of them this time around. I think they're 39 bucks. So I thought that was pretty cheap for ASEs. So I bought them. But the next stuff is what you guys want to see. And I guarantee you're going to want to see it. I bought a Valcambi gram of gold. Why? Because I sold some gold, so I got to buy some gold back. It's just a Valcambi bar, a little bar, breaker bar. Comes off a bar. It's just in the wild, so I'll test it because it's in the wild. But I'll test all my gold anyway. But once it's not in the TEP, I really have to test it. But I trust a little more when it's in TEP. But I've seen gold in TEP that's not, or that is fake. So, and then I did buy, I think I bought, yeah, a 10th ouncer, and probably pay a little bit more for this one because it's an eagle, but of course, there we go. It's an eagle. I paid probably $30 more than I would for just bullion gold, but you know what? That's all right. Okay, very good. I don't know if I shared it on my community page or not. Well, silver's collectible. I'd like to get a return on it when my daughters inherit it. So in the next 50 years, I'd like to see a return on it. Because what this is my savings for them. I'm hoping my savings go up. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't like those. That I tried one of them candies, and they are just nasty. All right, so we got that one. Here's the one I got the deal on, guys. And I hate everybody on the internet that says guys all the time. Guys. Hey, guys, look at this. We got to go with the guys, guys. But this is the one you're going to want to see right here. I got a great deal on this one. Keith fucked up and gave me a great deal on that piece of gold. Look at that. In 1885, $5 Eagle, MS61. Upside down, of course. I got that one cheap. I mean, right at spot, right at melt. He realized his mistake when he had another one, and he said, "Oh no, I can't sell them that cheap." And he went up another $150 or $110. So I got a deal out of him. It was sold, and that's it. What do you mean you'll be late to your funeral? You're not late. Too bad. It takes a while when I start a stream for you to come in. I know that, but hi, Emo. How are you, buddy? See, sometimes it depends on certain auctions. I get some deals. You know, the Eagles are a little expensive, but I got, like I said, I got tubes to fill, so I want to get them tubes filled. I did manage to fill up two tubes of Philharmonics. I need to work on that tube of Britannias. I don't have that one filled yet. And I got another tube of Maples I'm working on. But when stuff comes along like this one right here, and I know that that one will fit the decor in my brother's basement because it's all traps and fur and hunting stuff, antlers, and his daughter's, my niece's memorial table is up there. And if you guys don't know the story, my niece was active duty Navy. Her carrier was in port. It's getting R&R'd, repaired and retrofitted, which means they got to take the nuclear reactor out, replace the nuclear reactor, steam catapults that catch cables, all that stuff. It takes a couple years. And so while the crew is not at sea, they're on base. So they have to get either base housing or they have to live on the economy. And she was living on the economy with her boyfriend. And her boyfriend was an abusive cocksucker. And if I see him, I'll kill him. No, just say it. I will. I'll kill him. Anyway, they investigated him. I think they're still investigating him because they weren't so sure it was a suicide. But she committed suicide, and that was my youngest natural brother's youngest daughter. And I feel bad. I felt really bad. I cried. I was one of the people she asked for advice about going into the Navy or the Air Force, and I recommended the Air Force or the Navy because of the job opportunities that present itself when you get out, if she didn't decide to stay. Well, then that happened, so now there's a little memorial table down there, and I try to get Navy stuff and stuff that'll fit the basement. My bear hide is over there, and he'll probably get to keep that because my wife isn't going to want it when I die. I got some deer horns that are probably going to go over there. Yeah, if you look at the videos on my site, that's me doing a skydive. They saved some ashes for me, and I released some of her ashes on a skydive. Some of her ashes went into the Atlantic Ocean, and the rest of them were buried here at a local cemetery. So, anyway, Angela. How many Angelas do I know now? Oh my God. Silver Selling Machine is Angela. Yeah, UCI to learn is a little bit hard to pronounce and type in chat all the time without the @ sign. So Angela's I won't use that unless I just say it, but I won't type it. But yeah, so they saved me some ashes. I did a skydive and released some ashes. It was something that I had to do for me. It wasn't necessarily for him or her, but that's something I had to do for me. So I felt responsible for her, partly responsible for her being in the Navy. So yeah, anyway, that's just, I mean, that's life, man. That's life. We're all going to get there one way or the other, one day or another. But that's, being the hard ass I am, that was one of them that kind of got to me. Anyway, imagine having your own child die on your, parents. Fuck this, man. I am tired of these cocksuckers. Fuck you. There, how about that? I get phone calls, multiple a day, and they're at first they're trying to find this guy that owned this phone number before I got it. It's a collection agency. They're trying to find his ass. They have been for the last, I don't know how many years I've had this phone number. And I've explained to them before, he doesn't have his phone number. He doesn't live here. I don't know who the fuck that is. So quit calling, please. And they keep calling. Well, now they call and they pretend to be trying to give me deals on a Medicare plan or this plan or that plan, because I told the Medicare plan people, quote unquote, please put me on their mailing list or take me off their mailing list and to quit calling me. But all that did was embolden them to call more. I got one hearing aid that's out. I'm going to have to take and now it's red. So, all right, I'm going to have to take them out of the carriers and just leave them out here on the table so that they'll, if you notice, I have hearing aids and they're in the case, and that's where they stay. And you notice one was blinking green, and the other one was off. Let's see if I can add it. But one was off in the case, so I repositioned it, and now it was red. So I'm just going to leave them both off here on the table. And then tonight, when I come home from the concert, I will put them back in the carrier, and then they can recharge again. Every once in a while, you have to do that. I don't wear the hearing aids much, and I definitely won't wear them to a concert. But I don't wear them much, except when we go out and we're having conversation. Or turkey hunting. That's it. So I can hear turkeys. Other than that, I don't wear them. You know what? You're gonna piss me off. Listen, watch it. Yeah, what's up, man? Yeah, guy. I know you're looking for whoever you think owns his phone number. I don't know him. Never have known him. I have this phone number. I've had it for years. And yeah, and then they fucking hang up on me. All right. Next time, man. They're gonna get a fuck you. And then they hang up on me. And it's an Indian guy. Uh, hey, Mrs. Coin Crew. Yes, I have a concert tonight. The band is called Liverpool Legends. They dress up, they look like, haircuts like, instruments like early Beatles. They are very, very good. It's the second time I've seen them. If you like Beatles music, 50s, 60s Beatles music, um, you would like them. If you ever see them, um, go, go see them. They're very, 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 very good. I even think this is a sit-down concert, so I won't have to stand up at the security fence. But I'll still be in line early because I think it's first come, first serve on the tables, and I would like to be as close as possible. Last time, I think I was like in the middle of the concert floor, but I was in the middle. I mean, right in the middle, back and forth, and east and west, north and south, east and west. You know how that goes. But Mrs. Coinker, I was just telling the guys how good a deal Keith gave me on this piece of gold. That was a exceptional piece right there. Exceptional piece. This is my first piece of pre 33 gold. This is my first piece of pre 33 gold. Everything else I have is bullion. Coins, bars, and rounds. Everything else is new stuff. This is the first piece I've gotten of old stuff. Oh, I know he was crying on the inside, and I felt bad. But you know what? I did the math. I did the math on the gold before I buy the gold. I usually do the math, and I know how much I can give or how much I will give. And when I did the math on this guy right here, that math said melt. It said spot. So yeah, I was going to buy that. I was going to buy that. And being my first piece of pre 33, first piece of pre 33. I thought it was a one hell of a deal. So yeah, I paid a little bit more for the that 10th ounce eagle, but what the heck? It's an eagle. So, and I have one of those dime tubes. I have one of those dime tubes, about 3/4 full of those. So I sold. I went up to the LCS just to see what he was going to do. Anyway, I took up 33 10th ounce MMX Lady Liberties. So 3 ounces and 3/10. And he bought them just a tad bit under spot. which is okay because it took me, let me see, I buy one of those a month, so that took me 3 months. I sold 2 of those to Brad V. And then I had other ones, I offered other ones for sale, but nobody wanted them. Brad took 2, so I took the other 33 up there because I had 35, and he gave me just right at, or just right under spot. And if you know what spot was 3 years ago, then you know I made a little money on them. So, let's see here. We are all spacing, yeah. You're paying spot, yeah, yeah. Too bad I sold all of those. Now all I have is maples and eagles, and I have little stuff like this. Grams, half grams. I have quite a few of those, but most of my 10th ounces are now numismatic coins. Eagles, maples, Philharmonics. I do have some Philharmonics. Not too many Britannias. No Krugerrands, no Kangaroos. Basically Philharmonics, maples, and eagle. Oh, I like Britannias too. It's a nice design. It's a nice design on the coin. But I like maples because they're close to the United States. I like the United States coins just simply because they are United States coins and pretty sought after. I don't have any old. I don't think I have any old Mexican gold at all. And I don't collect Libertads or Onzas or Un Pesos or any of the pesos like a lot of people do. I like old Mexican silver, I really do, but I'm not going to pay the premiums that a lot of people do. You don't like those old Incuse golds? I do. I like those. I think the Incuse was a good design. I really do. The designs, the coin will wear out before the Incuse design goes away. Anything other than that, then you rub off the design before you get down to the coin. And I don't really like that. I don't know. That's just me, but I do have an Incused silver coin. I think Incused Indian silver coins, the replicas. Yeah, but dirt settles into everything around these also. So 6 of one, half done of the other, you know. You're not going to clean them anyway, so what difference does it make? I don't know. You're hunting dimes. JJ, I gotta wait. I got a book coming for nickels. I have a bag of beaver nickels here that gotta go in a book. And I gotta go out and look for some more Canadian dollars to put in this other book. And then I gotta buy a dime book too, because I got a pile of dimes in there that gotta go in a book. And then I got a whole shit pot full of pennies that gotta go in another book. I got one book that's full, but nothing, I think, older than the 90s. I got to start working on the 2000s. You guys did see that, and it'll be, if you rewatch the video, nobody's going to do that anyway, but I don't want to take too long with this, but this fish scale nickel, you can see that's Queen Anne or whatever the fuck she is. But on this side, you can see the crown. You can see the crown up there. You can see the date. And if you look really close, you can see it says Canada. So it's still readable. But look what goes right down the middle of that coin. If that isn't a double die strike, I don't know what is. And I've never seen that on a fish scale before. So this one is going to go in to get graded. I have never seen that on another fish scale, ever. And that really stands out, too. So that one is going in to get graded. I don't know if they're that valuable. I mean, if you have a collection of CC Morgans and then you put the new ones with it, yeah, I think that collection would add to that collection a lot to the value. But uh, as far as those coins being astronomically valuable by themselves, no. Ooh, a $1 gold piece, and they want 7,000 for that. How fucking 1954 $20? Okay, so that's a double eagle, $20 gold piece. That's what, 3/4 of an ounce, maybe $7,000. Nah, I'll buy bullion before I do that. That's only for people who gotta have every year and every coin ever made, and I don't need to do that for gold. I have a lot of eagles and a lot of maples when it comes to gold, but they're in a vault. That's my 401k. So anything that's here in a safe is not my 401k. And I have another account with that vault because that stuff is an IRA. Okay, 401k turned into an IRA. So I have a precious metals IRA. That is separate from this stuff. Once I get too much of this stuff here, it goes to the same vault, but it's just another account, so it's kept separate. So they don't keep a lot of it here. It all goes to the MMX vault. That's where I got it. I had it in a vault in Delaware when I first started. But all right, we're done looking at that stuff. You're done looking at my crotch. And I gotta look at my fucking face. I had it in a vault in Delaware, and I thought, why do I have it so far away? I wanted it here, and it's a physical precious metals IRA, so I can take possession of it. I do have the LLC and the trust. The trust holds my LLC, and I can hold that metal here. So that's what I did. I had it here. I had it in a safety deposit box. Boom. Well, and I tested it all while it was here, so I know everything is cool. Then the IRS changed their rules, and it had to go back to a commercial vault. And I wanted it out of the bank anyway because safety deposit boxes are not insured or protected. FBI, whoever wants to, could come in there with even without a warrant, and it'll be years before you get your contents of your safety deposit box back. So I took it out of the bank, closed that. It had to be a business safety deposit box, which it was. And I had to take the LLC paperwork in, which I did. And when the IRS changed its rules, then it went back to a commercial vault. The trust has a say in which vault it goes to. But if it was just a precious metals IRA and it wasn't held by a trust, just say it was an LLC and was not held by a trust, it would have to go to certain vaults. And they have a list of certain vaults that it can go to. But because mine's in a trust, I can tell them which vault I want it to go to. And I wanted it to go to MMX. If I was going to redo it, I would probably go to SD Bullion's vault, maybe. But yeah, I went to Money Metals Exchange's vault. I believe it's in Utah or Idaho or wherever the fuck it's at. I'd rather have it in that state than in Delaware because Delaware is a liberal leftist piece of shit, and that's where the Biden family is from. So I don't trust my money being there. So it went to a state that I could trust, basically. Hey, Martin's Treasure Hunting. How you doing, bud? One of these days, I'm going down to the river, and I'm going to start classifying some stuff down there, and then I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna start panning it up here. I'll start panning everything that goes through the classifier. I'll bring back a couple pails full, half pail, and then I'll do some panning up here and do a couple of videos on doing some panning. I want to start doing that, man. I want to start doing that, but I got to go down the river first. Either that or buy bags of pay dirt. Don't really want to do that, but I will if I have to. But I'd like to go down the river here and dig some dirt because I think I know where there might be some gold. And being down in northern Iowa, I mean, I'm just right at the end of that ice sheet. I still think there's gold here. I know they pan for gold up in Minnesota, up as far as Minneapolis. I don't know about how far down. I could ask Pedro, but I think there should be some gold here because the ice sheet did come this far and it did melt back from here. So I can just about imagine that all these little river and creek valleys got scraped out by an ice sheet. And so as it melted back, I can imagine that they left some here. And the ground that I'm on, the ground that I am on right here, and the river that flows through here is mostly on limestone and clay. So, and clay likes to trap gold. So I think maybe there could be some here. I'm gonna find out. Let's put it that way. I want to find out. I do have a pair of waders yet from my old trapping days hanging out in the shed. And hopefully they're not all cracked and leaking. But if they are, I will soon find out. Anyway, that's what we got. All right. Read the chat here, blah, blah, blah. Scotty is here. JJ is here. Angela is here. Martin's Treasure Hunting. Mrs. Coin Crew. And the freaking awesome. A 2024 P dime with a strike through on the face. Canadian or American, JJ? I'm thinking it's American. A strike through on the face, which means it has a kind of a deep, like a one side raised, one side down. You know what I mean? Like that, or just a strike, like a edge going through. See that nickel looked like it was it was pressed and then it was caught halfway out and it got pressed on one side and then halfway out it got pressed on the other side and then went out. That's what it looks like. Ed from Flash in Your Pan. I had to write that down. Hold up a second. Let me write some stuff down here. Flash in your pan or flash in a pan? Flash in your pan. Okay, that makes more sense. All right, write that down. B&B prospecting. I like them too. Wait a minute. Hold up a second. I got to check something real quick. Let's see if I can find it. Might be on the next page. Let's just look here. Yeah, hold up. Info. Nope. Come on, you. Richard, hi, man. Email. No. Come on. You dick, where you at? There is a guy I actually texted. Damn it. Gotta go this way. That I texted about bags of dirt. I can't find him real quick. And he actually, Um, Gave me some good advice as far as shoot, man, how come it says 51 and 78, but I won't go to the next page? The fuck over. All right. He said that I should try the easy stuff first and a half pound bag instead of a pound bag, because he said if you do a pound bag and you don't find anything in your first couple pans, then you get um, discouraged and you don't want to do it anymore. And if you have too much black dirt and stuff in it, or black sands, you'll also get discouraged. So he flashing your pan at flashing your. Okay, very good. I will. Let's see if I can put this on. Hey, put him up there. I got him. All right. I got him opened up in another tab. I'll go to his at it's the US at the mouth. So right through the mouth like that. How come it doesn't go up through? How come it just was there a strike? The thing would go all the way through, but hey, Jeff Rubin is here. How you doing, buddy? I got a notification yesterday that MP58, MP60, what is his, where is he at here? Do, 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 do. Inbox, god damn it. Do, 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 no, come on, you. There. All right, now we're back. He MP68 sent me $170 on Cash App, and I don't know why. If he forgot to pay me for something, I don't know. I have to ask him. I have to ask him. I don't know. I won't be, yeah, it is hard doing stuff on your phone. That's why I hate phones. I just hate them. I got to get a new one. Matter of fact, if you look at my phone, I fell down backwards and sat on it on a hard piece of steel, and I took the protective case off to look. Yeah, that's the protective case actually is not broken. That's the phone screen. Yeah, buddy. So guess who's got to go get a new phone one of these days? It still works. I mean, the touch screen works everywhere and everything, so I can put up with it for a while. Yeah, I know. Me and my brother were carrying an air compressor into my welding shop, and I tripped on a couple of forklift forks I have on the floor, so I got to cut them, and fell backwards and sat. I was going backwards, and I sat on a piece of steel. And if I'd have just hit the floor, my ass would have taken the brunt of the fall. But as it was, I sat in the place where I keep the phone on my right hip, and that's exactly where that piece of steel was. Boom, right on it. Too busy buying silver. And I will say this to everybody in the silver community: silver is cool and all. We look one day for a return on our investment. What silver is beautiful. So buying silver is, I like to diversify in buying silver. So I'll buy bullion coins like Royal Canadian Mint 10th ounces, or 5 ounce Swiss bars, or, you know, just bullion for melting, just for weight. But I'll also buy coins for because I like the looks of them. You know, I'll buy coins because I like the looks of them. I don't even know if that one's silver, being pence. I'd have to test it to find out, or look on the Google and see if I can figure it out. But diversification in your silver holdings, and there is some silver that I collect. The stuff that I collect is Canadian stuff. I like Canadian silver. The 925 is the early stuff. Then we got the 80%, and then we got the 49's fine. And so I collect Canadian coins and Canadian tokens and Canadian paper money, and just everything Canadian I try to collect. And then when it comes to my metals as a whole, I try to diversify as a whole also. So I'll have silver, gold, platinum. I have a little palladium, not much, just a little. I don't have as much platinum as I have silver or gold, you know. So diversification in the types of metals, diversification within each metal group. Gold, I have numismatic gold. I have now I got a piece of old gold and a bunch of just bullion stuff, you know, bars, little bars and stuff. You can afford gold. What is this? 31.1 grams in a troy ounce. This is 1 gram right here. So gold's at $3,200 basically, $3,200, $3,300. So a gram of gold would be what? 31.11 into 32. You're looking at $100 per gram of gold. Well, $100 is 3 ounces of silver, 3.5 ounces of silver. So don't buy the 3.5 ounces of silver, buy the gram of gold. It takes up a lot less room and it's worth just as much. The potential for appreciation is greater with gold. And gold always leads silver, always does, always has, always will. But silver was more of a monetary metal back in the day, and today it's more of an industrial metal like platinum. So take that into account when you're buying it and how much you have. Gold has always been money, will always be money, always. And we can go into the reasons why the human race likes gold and blah, blah, blah. I mean, we can go into that discussion if you want to. I don't want to do that today. Surfing prospector. A surfing prospector. Hold up, JJ. Now I got to put that up there. Okay, I got him up there. Let's go back over here. And then go back down here. Okay, surfing processing. Hold up. Now I got surfing prospector. I gotta write stuff down. Otherwise I forget. Surfing prospector, JJ is friend. Okay. And sent me. JJ, you're in Canada too, aren't you? I think you are, aren't you? I think Canadian silver is the prettiest myself also, but no, I don't get money on YouTube. You know, I make these videos just because I like doing these videos. I did race a little bit, and I'll come up with Ginger, Supreme Ginger Stacker, and help him just do commentary and talk bullshit when he's pouring. But when he's selling stuff, I'll come up and sell stuff if I'm ready at the time to sell stuff. And I've been up on Snoopy's, I've been up on Megs, I've been up on Gremlins, I've been up on with Angry. I don't know if I ever been on Steve looking for silvers or MLZBs, but Brad V's, RC, Silverado, Silver Selling Machine. I've been on a few of them, but I've quit doing that because it takes up way too much of my time. And now it's summertime, I have to be outside doing stuff. So, and you guys know, like I told you at the beginning, JJ's Canadian. I thought so. Tomorrow or tonight is the concert. Tomorrow is the North Iowa Band Festival, and we go visit the Command Sergeant Major's grave over in St. Answer. So, F-14s. In my opinion, F-14 was the best fighter jet we've ever had. The F-15 was just a variation of it. The F-16 was the next iteration, but I like the F-14. The F-14, in my opinion, ranks right up there with Huey helicopters, A-10 Warthogs, C-46, C-47 DC-3s as iconic fucking military aircraft. Right there. And I like them a lot. But Tomcats got retired, right? I mean, we're still using F-15s somewhat. Mostly F-16s, F-18s, F-22s, F-35s. So, yeah, a lot of this stuff right here, this is all keeper stuff. This is not stuff that I will get rid of. And like I say, this one's going over to my brother's basement. I'll put this one in a capsule. And that one's going to go and rest on my niece's table. So, yeah, I got a place for that one. I really don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I just like the design. I like the shape of the coin. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see what we're going to do with that one. I got some foreign stuff. I don't have a lot of it. I mean, I have it separated out, but it's not something that I really collect. If it's an odd shaped coin, yeah, then I will. But let's look and see if we have a capsule here that'll fit that thing. Come on, get out of there. Bunch of shit. I got a box full of bags and those and more of those. Oh, Mrs. Coin Crew. Well, this is just the ones I've gathered so far. They're coming back to you one of these days. I just, oh, here's a capsule. Let's see if that'll fit. Do I have any more square capsules in there? Nope. I got a capsule for a piece of gold. It had a 1999 Eagle in there. I took that out. I put it in a tube. Capsules like that are stupid to put one little piece of gold in that's not collectible. It's stupid. So I took it out and put it in a tube. Oh man, this stuff doesn't want to fit in this box. I need a bigger box for this shit. Either that or I gotta burn some of this crap. When I get too much like these bags, I got a bunch of these smaller ones, bigger ones down here just for shipping stuff. If I get too many of them, they go in the other room. Then when I get too many in there, and that's where the boxes will go to. When I get too many in there, then I take them out and burn them. All right. Come on, you. Open up. Don't be stupid. There we go. All right, let's take you out of there and put you in there. See if you'll fit. Looks like that one will fit in there. Yeah. There we go. Fits. We got it in a capsule. So that'll go to my brother's. That'll go in the trash. All right. We got that done. I am going to go outside and do some stuff here. Your brother was on a Saratoga during Vietnam. Very cool. I enlisted right before the end of Vietnam in 75, I think, in April. I think it was April 3rd. And then they declared the war officially over at the end of April. So I didn't go anywhere. My uncle, Joe, which would be my mom's youngest brother, Joe, he went to, God, I don't remember what, I don't know if he went to Tan Son Nut or he went to someplace, but he was a fuel handler. He was a fueler. And my guess is he was fueling everything. It was either aircraft or vehicles, one or the other. But, and then Uncle Jim, which would have been the next older brother than Joe, he was also drafted. He was a truck driver. And, oh, no, they didn't use trucks in Vietnam at all. He got sent to Germany. So he will forever be known as a Vietnam era vet, just like me. However, I am not a Vietnam era vet. I'm a Desert Storm era vet. I at least got alerted for Desert Storm. Never mowed, but at least got alerted. I was in the military all the way through the Beirut barracks bombing, the Panama invasion, Grenada invasion, the Haiti little spectacle down there, Desert Storm. I retired in 95. I was still working for the Army as a civilian when 9/11 kicked off that war, and I volunteered because I was still retired at the time, a gray area retiree, and the Department of the Army says, if we want you, we'll call you, and they never called. So I volunteered for Iraq and Afghanistan, but never got called. So God said to me, Gary, you will never see military combat in the 20 years plus some change you're in. You will never see combat ever. You'll never be called up. God said that to me. And I don't know why, but there's a reason why. And so I am not a combat vet. Big whoopee. But I feel I was cheated. So well, thank you to your brother that was in Vietnam. I have a whole lot of love for those guys. A whole lot. I still fly my POW flag. And I still owe that organization $1,000 if they ever bring back a live POW from Vietnam. And that is, if there are any of those alive, they are old men. They will be at least 10 years older than I am. I am 69 this year. They will be 79, 80 at the youngest. And the chances of a live POW coming home is very, very slim. So I think that $1,000 is not going to get spent. Yeah, I know. It's a bunch of shit. But you delayed enlistment from 74 till when? Or until 74? Because JJ, you're as old as I am, maybe a little older. I don't know. It's like Snipey Mikey Pepsi. I didn't know how old he was either until I actually saw him on camera. And he's what? 6 years older than I am? He's 75, 76, somewhere around there. See, that's the difference between World War II, Korea, and then Vietnam. Is World War II veterans didn't talk at all, mostly, about their service at all. They went, they served, they came home. They saw some shit. It affected them, and they didn't come home. My dad, he died when he was 33. He was a Korean War vet. And being with the times, you know, when children were being raised. I was born in 56, so it would have been the 60s, early 60s. I remember that man getting bad anger issues. And I think it was partly because of the way children were raised at the time, but partly because of his service in the war, and partly because he was diagnosed with cancer. And where the fuck did he get the cancer? Well, he got it in Korea. If you look how close Japan is to Korea and where the wind currents and everything were at, and at the time, where a lot of radiation from the bombs we dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki went, my guess is that a lot of Korean War vets that had cancer got it because of that. However, when the building burned down in St. Louis at Arperson, guess which building burned? It was all the records of all the Korean War vets. And that means the health records too. So my dad had a billfold that my grandma kept. And inside that billfold was a miniature plasticized DD-214. So with that DD-214, I enlarged that and started the paperwork to get his medals reissued. That's just what I wanted, to get his medals reissued. But I started his file back. I started making another file at Arperson. He had orders stationing him with certain units, so I know which units he served with. I know the armies that he was under. I do have his medals. My mother had the flag that they folded up at his gravesite, so he did get military retirement, or military burial. But yeah, that's, and I wrote to the VA actually also. I got his records, his health records from the VA. So all the time they were treating him, I did get those records. That capsule not sitting on there just right. I got those records also. So you would be surprised at the time what they were treating lymphoma with. See, today, lymphoma is, come on. That's not sitting in there quite right. Lymphoma is about 90% curable, treatable. Oh. And back then, they were treating it with all kinds of weird shit, man. I'm talking mustard, like mustard gas from World War II. Mustard. All right, what the fuck, over? Something's wrong here. This is not fitting in there just right. I thought it fit in there, but it doesn't. It sets up. Huh. Well, that sucks. Now I got to get a capsule for that. Son of a bitch. It was just sitting there and I was looking at it. That don't look right. That don't look right. So, yeah, it's not, if you look at it, it's not fitting just right. So it's either I got to try and the up and down is right, but side to side is not. So I don't know what was in there. Maybe that's why I have it, because nothing else would fit. All right. Well, we'll take a knife and try and carve out some side of that. Barber half on big abs, for all he's helped me. Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, and PTSD is a real thing, man. And it's not just soldiers that can get PTSD. Look at the police officers, highway patrolmen, EMS, fire people that see the ugliest shit. That see the ugliest shit. You don't think they have PTSD? Yeah, they do. As much as I don't like law enforcement, simply because there are too many bad apples, and the good apples will not rat out the bad apples. And that's my problem with law enforcement right there, is that they'll stick up for each other no matter what. Well, when you do some heinous shit, you should be turned in and held accountable. But a lot of them aren't. And that's my problem with them. But that's not to say that I won't back up my local sheriff or police, because I will. If I see they are in need, I will help them. Even though they fucked me over a couple times, that's only one deputy. One deputy. The other deputies are pretty goddamn decent guys. My sheriff is a damn decent guy. The previous sheriff, who I knew personally, I knew his wife in high school. He has some secrets he'll probably take to his grave. I would like to figure out something, but I don't know. I have that information. I don't know if I'll ever be able to figure it out, but there are people in this world who get away with murder, who should be held accountable, but they are not. And I would like to see some of those people fucking put in prison. Yeah, he was 11 Bravo, or what do they call it in the Marine Corps? I forget how they put it in the Marine Corps. Something 11. I don't know. I was a 31 Bravo when I started, which is a radio repairman. I fix radios for my brigade in the 1st Infantry Division, and I'm proud to be part of the 1st Infantry Division and their heritage in Vietnam and World War II. And after 5 years, I joined the reserve unit after that, after those initial 3 years. And that was a supply company, and I was the radio guy for the supply company. Then I learned my lesson, and I went to Special Forces after that. I went to jump school, went to the Q course, then I went to the 10th Special Forces Group. I did 3 years in Signal Company, 10th Special Forces Group. breaking out messages, receiving messages from deployed detachments, breaking them out because they're encoded, and they're burst transmits, so you have to slow them down and copy it and hand that paper to the message center, and they route it to wherever it's got to go. So I was in the receiver section, and my buddies, I had a couple buddies were in the transmitter section, so they set up the transmitter, and we're sending messages to deployed detachments. Okay. So that's why I did that for 3 years. Then I got out and went to the 12th Special Forces Group in Kansas City, 1st Battalion headquarters, and I was a radio guy there. But then I went back to the Q course and retrained as a 05 Charlie, we were transitioning into its own career. Special Forces was transitioning into its own career field. So I became instead of an 05 Charlie, I became a 18 Charlie, which is Special Operations Engineer, Special Forces Engineer, instead of a Special Forces Communications Specialist. So they had to put in paperwork that you went through the course and you graduated and all that shit. And then you got your S. It was an S qualifier because at the end of every MOS, there's like I was an 05B Papa P. I was parachute qualified. And because I went through and they only have one qualifier. And so I had to put in the paperwork for the SS qualifier, showing that I had gone through Special Forces qualification course. I was Special Forces qualified. So I became an 05 Charlie 4S, 4 being the level of your grade, 5S, 5 being an E5 sergeant, 4 being a E4 specialist or corporal, and on down. And then E6 would be, or 6 would be a staff sergeant, 7 would be a sergeant first class. And it goes on and on like that. But then you had the S. Well, then they came out with the long tab. They called the long tab on your shoulder, on left shoulder, your patch, and then the airborne tab on top of that, and then a ranger tab on top of that if you're ranger qualified, and then the special forces tab on top of that, called the Tower of Power. The special forces tab is longer, bigger than all the rest of them, so they call it the long tab, right? And I guess sappers have a tab now too. God. And you wear that tab when you're in the unit, but not when you're outside of the unit with somebody else. That's not a sapper unit. Now, the Special Forces tab, you can wear that with any unit patch, no matter where you're at. And then I think you can with a Ranger tab also. And then you can wear your combat patches on your right shoulder, no matter where you're at. But so I had to put in for my S qualifier, that I had to put in for my tab orders. So I had to get tab orders, and I got those as 2 of the thumbnails on my videos. One thumbnail is the orders for my S qualifier, and one thumbnail is the orders for my tab. And so I stayed with the 12th Special Forces Group until they were disbanded in 1995. Then I had to move to another unit because I had like 14 months ago to retire, and I didn't want to drive all over tri-state area, so I just went to another leg unit, and it was the 85th Training Division, and I was forget which regiment and whatever. We were a Lanes Training Regiment, and being an E8 at the time, all I did was write op orders and op plan. Fuck that shit. And then they didn't want to let me retire. They wanted to keep me. They wanted to forcibly keep me. I had to force them to let me retire. So the 85th Division can suck my ball sack. The best thing I ever did was go Special Forces. Best thing I ever did. But it wore out my body to the point where at 38 years old, I could no longer be on an A team because my body was fucked up. And to this day, just at 69 years old, I can barely walk. I spend more time in a chair than I do walking anywhere. Because my knee is shot. My back is shot. My back is broke. I just haven't had any surgery done on it. I can manage it with pills yet. but it's getting bad. And I'm hoping I die before I have to have any more surgery because I've had too many surgeries. I don't know. This knee may have to get replaced. I don't know, but yep, that was a normal thing. Well, it was a 3-year contract when I went in. No, 4-year contract, 2 in, 2 active, 2 reserve, and you could do those other 2 active duty if you wanted to, and then you were out. And then they dropped it to 3 active, 3 reserve. They wanted more people active duty. So, oh, Chris, hold up a second. Let me turn you into a moderator so that you can go to other people's channels. All right, you are now a moderator. So if you type something again, you'll see you're blue and you got a wrench. Yeah, my body's shot, buddy. It's just shot. So that's just the way it is. And I don't do as much outside. I don't trap anymore. I don't do a whole lot of hunting unless I just sit in the blind, drive my 4-wheeler down. It's even hard to get on and off the 4-wheeler. So drive my 4-wheeler to the woods, set up a blind, and set in it, hope I shoot a deer. That's it. That's about all I do anymore, drive around in my truck. Pull in a driveway and shoot one out of the fucking truck window. Yeah, I got pinched a few years ago. I saw a deer coming up the field, so I pulled over the side of the road, shut the truck off, got out, shot at the deer from behind the truck. Not across the highway, no, just on the same side. Saw it wasn't going to stop or turn around, and because I had guys pushing the field way out there, 1/4 mile out. I tried to turn around, see if it'd run to them, but it didn't want to. It was coming straight for me, and it was going to, so I let it. And I shot it right in the ditch where I was at. It skidded across the highway, and I got pinched for shooting from the shoulder of the road, because up here in this little quadrant of Iowa, you can't shoot from the shoulder. You have to be inside of a fucking fence line, which is stupid as shit, because this is the only part of Iowa where that's actually a regulation. Anyway, and then the game warden said I was too close to an occupied building. I said, well, how fuck? I'm more than 200 yards away. He said, no, you're 161 yards, so, or 167 yards. So I'm 23 yards too close. And it's the middle of the day, so there's nobody at home. They were working. There's no livestock there. Nothing to get excited about. How in the fuck am I supposed to know I'm 23 yards too close to a fucking building when I don't carry a goddamn rangefinder? Fuck. Anyway, I got pinched for those 2. And then to add insult to injury, they pinched me for the illegal take of a buck deer. And if a buck deer measures over 130, then the fine goes up. If it's less than 100, measures 100 less than 130, then the fine stays the same. It measured less. It was a small buck. And that cost me, and then they took the deer, and that cost me $4,000. So you wonder why I don't have any money, or why I don't like the DNR. That's the reason right there. Ooh, my daughter gets kidney stones all the fucking time. And that's why I don't have back surgery, bud. I had a wise doctor at one time tell me, she said, when you can't stand the pain anymore, when you can't walk anymore, then have the surgery. But she said, don't do it before that. So, all right. Yeah, I still need freezer meat too, but I don't need as much as I used to, because I raised 3 girls. There were 5 of us. I raised 3 girls on venison and bluegills, buddy. We fished a lot. We frogged a lot. We hunted. I even picked up roadkill. I butchered roadkill. Yeah, I should have got the deer for $4,000, but fuck them. And fuck anybody who looks like this new game warden we got. He's an asshole. He actually went through the law enforcement academy for highway patrolman. I looked him up. I looked up some of his background. He never served very long as a highway patrolman. And I don't know what his reasoning was for not being a highway patrolman, whether the job was easier or the benefits where he didn't have as much work to do or whatever. I don't know. But he couldn't make it as a highway patrolman, so he became a game warden. And he can suck my balls. As far as I know, he's gay. So, and I'll start that rumor now. Yeah, motherfucker's gay. I don't know, man. I've shot deer like that all my life. Never had a problem. Except this new game warden. So, and the thing is, I can't hunt, fish, trap, anything until I have the fine paid off. I've got $1,000 to go. The judge said you can pay it at $50 a month. I said, okay, I'll give you $100 a month. Well, you can't fish, hunt, or trap until the fine's paid off. And because they have an agreement with all 50 states, I can't hunt, fish, or trap in any of the 50 states either. Or I can't go to fucking Canada either. So they can suck my balls. I'm in north central to northeast Iowa. I'm 5 or 6 miles from south of the Minnesota border. I'm a little bit west of Rochester, Minnesota and south, or a little bit east of Austin, Minnesota and south. That's kind of right where I am in Iowa. So, yeah, that game warden, he can suck my balls. Anyway, it'll be another year before I get that fine paid off. I'll be able to go deer hunting, not this winter, but next winter when I'm 71 or about 71. So I will put in again for a handicapped deer hunting license. I will be able to sit in my pickup and shoot them out the fucking window. And the game, well, they better not be, your truck better not be moving. Fuck you, dude. I don't care if the truck's moving or not. What difference does that make to the deer? Well, you'll be herding deer. No, I'll be chasing the fucking deer. I won't be herding them anywhere. Off of Iowa 67. Now I'm east of Interstate 35, west of Highway 65, north of Highway 30. Let's see, what would be the major east-west road there? 218, north of Highway 218, north and east of Highway 218, because it runs like this. So, yeah. You look it up on Google. It's a little town called Osage. I don't live in Osage. I live 11 miles to the north and east of that out in the country by a little river and a little town, unincorporated town called Little Cedar. And the river is called Little Cedar. I have 80 acres of woods and river bottom running through this 160 acres that my father-in-law owns. The other 80 acres gets farmed by my brother-in-law and his son. And I bought this 3 acres, the old farmstead. So, yeah. Yeah, see, it's okay when they do it, but not when you do it. Rule for thee, but not for me. And a lot of times that's the way the law enforcement is, man. They just piss me off to no end. And I try to have nothing to do with them. There was a deputy. I was actually, it was after deer season. I was driving to Riceville, which is another little town to the east here, 11 miles, like it is to go to Osage, but the locker was over there. And I was going to go pick up deer meat. Well, my license was suspended for something. I don't know what it was. And Iowa sent me a letter, said, you go get your license back, blah, blah, blah. So I was going to do that after I went and got the deer meat. Well, deputy saw me, stopped me. You driving on a suspended license? I said, yeah, but I got the letter, says I can go get it. He said, well, you didn't go, did it? So you're still driving on a suspended license. I said, well, I can go, another 11 miles back over here to the courthouse and get it if you'll let me. Nope. Took me to fucking jail. I sat there all night, had to see the judge in the morning. The judge said, go get your fucking license and get out of here. So I did that. But it still cost me, they charged me $60 some to be in jail that night, because they put up a new jail and law enforcement center, blah, 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 underground tunnel to the courthouse, all that shit. So they charge you to be in jail. So it cost me 60 fucking some dollars besides getting my license back. Fuck them. Just fuck them. I don't care. I don't care anymore. Yeah, I'd help them load it in their fucking truck, man. But anybody else, they can kiss my ass. You know, if a sheriff's deputy or the sheriff is, or even the game warden, you know, if somebody's gonna fucking got a gun on them, gonna shoot them, I'll help them out. Other than that, fuck them. If they got a flat tire beside the road, they got car trouble, they're pulling a trailer and a trailer goes in a ditch, fuck them. I don't care. All right, I gotta go mow lawn, guys. We're at an hour and a half. I would love to talk some more, but that's just the way it is. All right, I gotta go. So we will see you guys later. Next stream, I don't know. Probably be after WWP auction. And then I might have some more mail by then. I don't know. Still got, well, it'll be next week sometime. But Block is sending a package. I think I got all the packages from the racing people. So yeah, Blocks might be the only one coming. I don't know. But all right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you. Hey, all you veterans out there, fucking don't let anybody tell you that you're not valuable, because you are. You got a problem up here, talk to somebody. I was one of those guys that had the fucking gun to the head and finger on the trigger. So not literally, or not figuratively, but literally. And if you're feeling that way, maybe you should talk to somebody that takes you seriously. And also, there's a YouTube video that you can go to. YouTube site's called redonkulous.com, REDONKU or KALUS, redonkulus, KULUS, redonkulous.com, or Terrence Pop. Pop was in the 12th group with me. We did a mission together. He was in Charlie Company, 1st Battalion. I was in B Company, 1st Battalion. He was in Michigan. I was in Illinois. So, yeah, we did some shit together. But go to his channel, check him out. You want to watch a video? Watch Purple Heart's Final Beat. See you guys.